Welcome to PT Vale Indonesia Tbk. Before starting your visit, this general induction program will provide you important information on health, safety, and environment, which will serve as your guidance while in the company's premises. After following the program, you are expected to understand PT Vale Indonesia Tbk as a company in general, terms and conditions in place in the company, health, safety, and environmental performance, production process in the company, potential of major hazards and how to handle them, and procedures in state of emergency. Enjoy the program and make sure you pay careful attention to all explanations. The history of PT Vale's nickel exploration in Indonesia began in 19th, when a Dutchman named Kruit discovered nickel while surveying iron ore in Verbeek Mountain in Sulawesi. In 1968, INCO, a mining company from Canada, signed a contract of work to mine nickel with the Indonesian government. In 2006, Vale, a mining company headquartered in Brazil, acquired INCO. The company's name was changed to Vale. Vale is one of the largest global mining companies, which operates in 5 continents and the world leader in iron ore production. Following an amendment to the contract of work on 17 October 2014, PT Vale's concession covers an area of 118.435 hectares in South Sulawesi, Central Sulawesi, and Southeast Sulawesi provinces. PT Vale's main product is nickel matte, which has average nickel purity level of 78%. In each of its activity, PT Vale sticks to the corporate vision, mission, and values. PT Vale's vision is to be the #1 global natural resources company in creating long-term value through excellence and passion for people and the planet. PT Vale's mission is to transfer natural resources into prosperity and sustainable development. As guidance of actions, PT Vale refers to the corporate values. Life matters most. Value our people. Prize our planet. Do what is right. Improve together and make it happen. In its operational activities, PT Vale always refers to government's regulation related to mining, safety, and environmental management. The following are several terms and conditions on rights and responsibilities of the company and employees set by government. Law number 1 in 1970 on work safety. Law number 13 in 2003 on labor. Law number 4 in 2009 on mining. Law number 32 in 2009 on environmental protection and management. Ministerial Decree number 555 in 1995 on occupational health and safety in general mining. Energy and Mineral Resources Ministerial Regulation number 38 in 2014 on Mining Safety Management System or SMKP. Government's Regulation number 50 in 2012 on implementation of Health and Safety Management System or HSMS. While complying with the government's terms and conditions to reach perfection in health, work safety, and environments, PT Vale is committed to managing all the risks related to activities, process, work, facilities, products and services, and keeping injury or ailment risks in the use of work environments and facilities as low as possible. focusing on prevention strategy in connection with pollution, accidents and occupational diseases in the risk management of employees' health and safety as well as the safety of facilities. Complying with the government's regulations and company rules and operating in accordance with existing international best practices. Building communication with all the communities living near Pete Vale's operational area, all stakeholders and customers, so as to maintain the influence of Pete Vale's operation to people's health and welfare. Persistently enhancing occupational health and safety performance through development of work safety and health management that focuses on innovative solution, development and employees' participation. Provision of standard personal protective equipment in group or individually for all employees and contractors of Pete Vale based on risk in workplaces. Encouraging contractors and suppliers to advance health and safety performance program. The commitment is realized in various corporate rules and policies related to health, safety and environment or HSE, such as a collective labor agreement, golden rules, major hazard standard, critical activities requirements, EHS standard and EHS standard procedure. Pete Vale has also adopted CSMS or Contractor Safety Management System to ascertain that all parties involved in the production process understands and are aware of the importance of health, work safety, and environment. Pete Vale is out to implement health and safety management system in fulfilling the HSE program. TRIFR, Total Recordable Injury Frequency Rate, is a result of calculation of all recorded accidents of all categories within a year. LWCFR, Lost Workday Case Frequency Rate, is a result of calculation of recorded accidents that cause the loss of work hours in 1 year. Tolerable is a definition given by Pete Vale Management to maintain its HSE performance in a bid to realize its HSE commitment. Pete Vale's commitment to prioritizing health, work safety, and environmental protection is translated in the decline in cases related to health and work safety from year to year. Besides, a number of trophies related to HSE have been won too, but the company's commitment does not stop there. The awards remind and motivate us to reach the main target of zero harm. Next, we will invite you to watch the description of Pete Vale production process in general. Nickel ore mining process starts with geological mapping and survey in areas that are projected to have a high level of nickel reserves before drilling is conducted. Drilling is performed to 25 meters below the earth in order to take rock and soil samples. The samples are sent to sample house and laboratory for a feasibility test to find out if the samples indicate that nickel reserves in the areas are worth being exploited or not. After drilling and chemical analysis, a study of geological and geostatistical data is conducted by geologists. The result of the study will be followed up by the mine engineering team, who will then determine sites that will be mined based on various considerations. The next step is clearance of the mining site. Its surface will be cleared of any item and plant. Endemic plants and pioneer vegetation will be collected for breeding in the company's nursery for future use during post-mining rehabilitation. The following process is stripping, in which soil cover layer and the earth layer, which has a low lateral level about 10 meters below the surface, is removed. The result of the stripping will be relocated in a predetermined stockpile area for future use as soil cover during post-mining rehabilitation. Then the mining stage starts. In this phase, soil layer with high nickel grade will be excavated until about 7 meters deep. Periodically, soil samples are taken from the site for nickel grade control. The outcome of the mining process will be transferred to screening station where ores will be separated based on their size. After the separation process at the screening station, the ores will be moved to stockpile, which also serve to reduce water grade of the ores before they are dispatched to the plant for further processing. From the stockpile, wet ores will be transferred to the apron feeder, where the ore screening and load adjustment before transported using conveyor belt to the dryer kiln. In the dryer kiln, hot air will help water in the wet ores evaporate. At the end of the dryer kiln, the ores will further screened. The result of the screening will be sent to dried ore storage. The dried ores, which are relatively small in size, will be fed to reduction kiln to remove crystal water and reduce the ores into calcine. High temperature calcine that follows will then be fed to electric furnace for a melting and reduction process as well as further sulfurization until it produces liquid matte. Slag, which is released from furnace, will be stored in slag pot before being transferred to a slag dump, while the matte will be moved to a converted unit. In the converter, the iron content in the liquid matte is completely removed so that it produces a liquid matte with average nickel purity grade of 78%. The liquid matte then is sprayed using high-pressure water until soft crystals are formed. The matte crystal will then be dried through a dryer. The soft crystals, as the end product, will be packaged in bags. The bags will then be loaded into trucks and transported to the seaport for export to Japan. In its production process, Vale also takes many efforts to minimize potentials of impact on the environment. The measures can take form in rehabilitation of post-mining land, water and sedimentation management, air emission processing, and hazardous waste treatment. We also pay attention to community development in areas surrounding our production facilities through social development programs. All the efforts are taken as a form of the company's commitment to sustainable mining operations. Before you begin a tour in our sites, there are a number of things that you have to consider, such as make sure you have obtained an entry permit. Write your aims of visit and details on the logbook that we provide. Follow the general induction program for visitors and make sure you understand the guidelines inside. Always wear the required personal protective equipment. Follow the instruction from your host or companion. Every job has its own potential risks, so thus working in Vale. To promote alertness among employees during work, in this stage we will show you various potentials of hazards that you may find in our operational areas and ways to control them. The potentials of hazards in mining area include mobile equipment, explosive and detonation, working with tire and rim, slope stability, Potential of hazard in processing plant area include molten material, hazardous processed gas, explosive, lifting and supporting loads, working with chemicals and hazardous materials, working with energy, confined space, working at haze. Potentials of hazards at maintenance and utilities area include working with electricity, hazardous processed gas, boiler and pressure vessels, working near and in the water, confined space, working at haze. Potentials of hazard at corporate services areas include mobile equipment, working with chemicals and dangerous substances, working near and in the water, lifting and supporting load. Major hazards can be controlled and avoided by complying with the hierarchy of control as follows. Initiate innovation by eliminating the potentials of danger, replacing high-risk equipment and materials with less dangerous and risky ones, isolating potential energy and attempting re-engineering. Enforce restrictions through administrative controls such as work permit, competence-based selection of employees, limitation of work hours, equipment and material standardization. Apply a work method in line with types of work in the form of standard operating procedure, job safety analysis, and other methods which promote safety. Use the right PPE to minimize risk in case of a contact with potentials of hazards in workplace. To deal with a state of emergency, Vale has prepared steps which must be followed to avoid risk of danger. The steps are as follows. When you need emergency help related to security, fire, or other medical problems, dial 9999 through Vale phone line or 021-524-9999 via mobile phone or phone line outside the company premises. You have to know the way out and evacuation route in any site you are visiting. In a state of emergency, stay calm and leave the site of accident towards the muster point carefully. The following are muster points in Vale operational areas. Thank you for visiting Vale. Enjoy the rest of your day and always remember to keep safety first.